hello. Robert Heffernan with EndoTech AI for FinTech. This is Blockchain Vitals, our weekly segment talking cryptocurrencies, digital assets in the matrix. I'm a master endotechnician. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching the rerun, nothing wrong with reruns. I just saw there was a Cheers episode. I didn't see this. I need to check it out, though. A Cheers episode, the headline was very apropos for today's COVID situation. Anyway, thank you one way or the other. Good morning in Asia, as it's already the week of the 20th of April, 420. Get your blunts out and light them. And let's talk crypto. Let's talk digital assets. Let's do the rounds. Doing the rounds is my chance to talk about something I'm seeing in the digital asset cryptocurrency space. And although this headline is not from cryptos, I want to just talk about it for a second here. This is from Reuters. Neiman Marcus to file for bankruptcy as soon as this week. Sources. The whole sources thing is another thing that I could go on for ad nauseum, but I won't. But this for sure a sign of the real impact the coronavirus is having, and for sure will not be the last major institution or legacy company. Now, they could file for bankruptcy, right? Get bankruptcy protection, and come out of bankruptcy for sure on the other side of this. I think some companies will take this opportunity to file for bankruptcy and blame it on the coronavirus and maybe establish themselves coming out in a better situation. Anyway, for me, though, it is for sure an indication that this is not going to be just a short-lived turn everything back on May 1st and we all go back to our normal business as usual. No chance that happens. And a lot of the talk is that this complete printing of money and just, the T word is thrown around like it's tea time. No problem. Just print 1 trillion or something, and we're all right. And there's been a lot of talk about what that's going to mean for cryptos, and a lot of believe me, I've been hearing the talk again about Bitcoin easy to whatever. Pick your easy to 100,000, 500,000. Tim Draper $1 million or 750. I think he was easy. You know what? And we got the halving, the Bitcoin halving, and so let's talk about that for a second. Because the first halving, and this is from a tweet, when was that first halving? That first halving was November 28th of 2012. The halving went from 50 BTC per block to 25 BTC per block. And around that halving day of the 28th, the price was about $12.35. All right, the next halving was July 9th, 2016. Now, I don't have that price exactly, but I went back to the weeklies. On the July 11th week, the opening was $649.10 per Bitcoin, July 9th, 2016. I say this because we all know May 18th or thereabouts is going to be the next halving, going from 12.5 Bitcoin down to 6.25 BTC. And in those 4 years, we went from 649 to right now 77,000-ish in Bitcoin. My point being this. And I love when people say, well, it did this to this, so that means it's going to go from here to there. Well, it went from $12 to $649, right? An 1100x move. And the next 4 years, we went from 649 to the 7,000-ish, if that's where it is when we do this halving. It's an 11x move. So an incredible reduction in the X factor in these 4 years, by a factor of 100. So if we bring the exponentiality back down by another 100, we go from 11x to a couple of dollars, like we already have it. That's how my mind works, all right? You can't talk to me one way about how exponentiality works and parabolic works and that's why that's going to drive the price somewhere. You don't get to have that conversation and then just ignore what's actually happened in the last 4 years versus the 4 years previous to it. Anyway, so once again, I will take the fundamentals and stick them where the sun don't shine, right? The supposed fundamentals. And I will stick to the chart. Let's take the vitals and talk about the real price action, what's actually happening, what people are actually buying and selling these digital assets for. All right, and BTC last 7,164, depending on where you're at, 159. And for me, as we've talked over the last, moving sideways here a bit for sure. And the rate of decline on that lower momentum level is slowing. And I actually think since that line is, it's dynamic, it moves with price discovery. If we rally here this week, I think we're going to change the slope of that lower momentum line. And that's very, it's the nuance of standard deviation trading. And right now, 63.05, lower momentum on the weekly in Bitcoin, 63.05. Last week was 63.89. Anyway, I could see if we can rally here this week, and the next target on the weekly would be the weekly average, 78.39, weekly average. I could see if we start to rally, we're going to change the slope of that lower momentum, and that is healthier price activity. All right, when we're taking the vitals, if this currency is in the emergency room, we're saying, wow, it's looking a little better. This price discovery is making this thing look a little better. Conversely, if we crap out here and take out 63.05 and close the week this week, a lot of trade to go here, 7 days a week, 24/7, never closes. The casino is always open in crypto. Below 63.05, again, tell me what the halving is going to do. I don't really care what you tell me the halving is going to do until it shows up in price discovery. All right, Ether right now, and believe me, a few of these are looking better against Bitcoin on the cross charts, and Ether being one of them. And I'll talk about XTZ later because those two are looking the best as far as this cowboy sees it. BNB actually also looking good against Bitcoin on the cross. Ether right now trading 181.80, 181.80 Ether, 186.20 weekly average. All right, so 140.11 is a weekly low momentum level, but much closer to the 186.20 weekly average level. Weekly up momentum level Ether 232.29. So again, a lot closer to those much healthier levels than Bitcoin is. XRP trading. And you know me, I could give a shite about XRP. 1906 XRP. Again, low momentum, 1658 on the weekly XRP, 1658. Weekly average XRP, 2146. Upmo XRP on the weekly, 2633. Litecoin, another one very flatline. Litecoin, 4254. 37.92's lower Mo on the weekly average 53.13. BNB, and by the way, BNB displacing EOS into the fifth slot here. BNB trading 1608, 1689 weekly average BNB, 2121 weekly up momentum BNB, 1257 weekly lower momentum BNB, and we don't care about those lower momentum levels. Actually, we do care about them. I'd just rather tell the bull story. EOS trading 261, 223 lower momentum on the weekly, 317 up mo on the weekly EOS. And XTZ, like I said before, and I've been saying for weeks here, healthier price activity, right? If these 8 currencies that we talk about weekly were in the batting average on your baseball team, we don't play baseball anymore. But if it was baseball, XTZ would be in the, for sure, probably batting leadoff, right? XTZ would be batting leadoff. Maybe actually it's so healthy you'd hold XTZ to the cleanup position, number 4. Put in Ether, maybe BNB, 1, 2, I don't know, take your pick. XMR maybe 3rd, and then XTZ cleanup. Anyway, I'm rambling now. You've got me rambling. Anyway, XTZ trading 227 last, weekly average at 225, so above the weekly average, healthier than the rest, right? 285 up Mo on the weekly. Lower momentum on the weekly, we'll just throw it out there, 164. XTZ still never closed in low momentum on the weekly in this whole downdraft, so by far the healthiest acting of the top 8. XMR back into the top 8, 57.39 XMR. A weekly average at 61.66. Weekly up momentum 77.73. Weekly low momentum 45.59 for XMR. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing. Trade the numbers. Please trade the numbers. Be disciplined. Mind the Mo. Forget about what everybody else is telling you about where things are going. And as I said earlier, Ether, XTZ, and BNB both flirting with up momentum against Bitcoin on those cross charts. So pay attention to the crosses. Pay attention to the longer-term time fractal, especially for moving in and out of these things. A lot of times the commission rate too great for you to be moving in and out on a very short time frame basis. And I like looking at the longer time frames. Anyway, that's what I got. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be again back next week for another segment of Blockchain Vitals. Until then, be disciplined, trade disciplined, mind the Mo. Hashtag that. Please share the video. Thank you.